Alright guys, so what we're doing here is removing the tank now. We need to remove the tank to do some work on the bike. We've removed the seat with your two bolts on the side, here and here. Lifted your seat up. We've already removed the two bolts that are sitting up in here. I don't have the sizes for those because we had to put aftermarket ones in. The original ones were missing. Then what we've done is we've removed, well, we've gotten a petrol can and a clean funnel. See, this is draining right now. We've removed the suction line off the tank. This connects on the other side of the carburetor and goes up. You can't really see it, but it sits. If you see the petcock here, right behind there, on the back end, there's a little nub right on the engine fins there, near there. Pull that off. Then you're going to disconnect your hose line. Some bikes, I mean, it's a good idea to have these fuel filters, inline fuel filters installed. So pop that open. Make sure your fuel is set to on when you do this so you don't spill fuel everywhere out at first. Crack your fuel line and get it set up so it's angled correctly into your funnel. And then on this bike has a priority, which means the fuel is just going to constantly run. So you want to set it to priority to drain all the fuel. That way the vacuum suction isn't still engaged. Otherwise the fuel won't drain unless you set it to priority. So you can see it's doing that, and it's a small gas line, so it's going to take a while, but this is the safest and easiest way of doing this. Not worrying about messing up your paint or messing anything else up. Once we've done that, we're going to remove another bolt and disconnect the wiring to the speedometer and the electrical up there before we can remove the tank. Another item we're going to need to remove is this cable here, the coiled one here. That's going to have to be unscrewed, the speedo cable. At least I believe that's the speedo cable. Alright, so we can see all our fuel is drained. We've removed the fuel line, the vacuum line, the fuel. Removed the two bolts that were here. And we disconnected the speedo line down in there. For good measure, I like to remove the spark plug. So basically this tank is just going to pop up from the back end, and you're just going to kind of yank it upwards and then pull it a little bit towards you gently. And then underneath we're going to have a plug that will disconnect all the electrical to here, so we can just pull the tank out. I've also taken the gas cap off while I was removing the fuel. Alright, so let's pull it up very, very gingerly. Oh, well, these might fall out, your rubber grommets that the bolts sit in, so make sure you don't lose those. Set them in a safe place that you won't lose them. So when you lift it up, you're kind of gonna wiggle it to either the left or the right. You gotta make sure the petcock is going to clear the frame basically, and then you can start pushing it down this way towards you. Eventually it'll get off these studs here. Don't yank it up, because remember, you got to disconnect this plug. Just wiggle the plug right out, and then your tank will be off.